everyone, welcome back to my language nest. In today's video I am going to talk to you about 5 very boring and overused words that you used in your daily conversation. Okay, and I'm also going to give you some alternatives to these overused words if you don't want to repeat yourself over and over again. Okay, so let's get started with this lesson. Let's start with 6 unique ways to say sorry when you make a mistake. The number 1 is my apologies. See, my apologies is a spoken or written statement that you are sorry for something you have done. It's rather formal, so it's fine for business contexts. Commonly, people use it to decline an invitation or express regret at not being able to fulfill a request. However, it may be perceived as sarcastic in casual settings, so choose carefully when and with whom to use it. An example you can see on your screen: my apologies, but your orders will not arrive until Monday. Means someone is saying, I'm sorry, but I cannot deliver your order until Monday. Next we have pardon, or you can say pardon me, or I beg your pardon. It means to forgive someone for something they have said or done. This word is often used in polite expressions. Pardon is a shortened form of I beg your pardon. In that instance, pardon is a noun that means forgiveness or tolerance. People say I beg your pardon when they are offended by something that someone has just said. Okay? An example you can see on your screen: pardon me, I didn't mean to offend you. It means forgive me, I didn't mean to hurt you, or forgive me, I didn't mean to upset you. Alright, come to the next. Excuse me. You use excuse me to apologize to someone when you have disturbed or interrupted them. For example, excuse me, I didn't realize that wearing shoes indoors was impolite in this country. Next we have MEA Culpa. This Latin phrase derives from a Catholic prayer. Nowadays, people use MEA Culpa to apologize or take responsibility for wrongdoing. You might see this phrase in newspapers, for example, to apologize for misinformation or to retract a statement made in error. The witness wrote a statement of MEA Culpa after he was caught lying in court. Next we have oops whoops. Oops is used for mild errors or social blunders, or you can say an expression of surprise or feeling sorry about a mistake or slight accident. For example, if you spill a glass of water, you might use this exclamation of chagrin for your mistakes. On the other hand, if you break an individual heirloom vase, a stronger apology might be in order. Another example you can take: whoops, I broke your coffee mug. It means I'm sorry, I broke your coffee mug. Come to the next. My bad. My bad is used to acknowledge responsibility for a mistake. Or you can say my bad is a slang expression used to claim responsibility for a deed. Suppose you bump someone on the street, you can say my bad to let them know you acknowledge your fault. My bad should only be used in casual speech or among friends. For example, I lost the book you lent me. My bad. I will buy you a replacement. It means I'm sorry, I lost your book and I will buy you another one. So these were the ways to say sorry when you make a mistake. So if you make a mistake, don't worry. With so many new ways to say you are sorry, you can apologize for your gaps and goofs in style. So what's your favorite way to say you are sorry? Just write it in the comment section. Let's move on to thank you. The first one is you are a star, or you are an absolute star. Instead of saying thank you, we are just telling someone that they are so wonderful and we appreciate them so much. Suppose you do a favor to your friend, then he says, you are a star, or you are an absolute star. What does it mean? It means thanks. Come to the next, lifesaver. A person or thing that gives aid in time of need. That means somebody has done something that has saved you a lot of trouble. Maybe you left your phone on a train and somebody managed to get in contact with you and give it back to you. And you say, you are a lifesaver. You have saved my life because you brought my phone back. And that's my life. Another example you can take: my marriage is a lifesaver for women with heart disease. It means marriage is an aid for the women with heart disease. Another way of showing that you really appreciate someone, what would I do without you? It's very similar to lifesaver. Suppose you had a stressful and difficult day at work. Your husband said he would take care of dinner and do all the cleanup. And you say, what would I do without you? You are wonderful. It means you are thankful to your husband for doing all such things. Another one, which is a good way to respond to a compliment, I appreciate that. Next time you receive loads and loads of compliments, you can switch between thank you, I appreciate that, thanks, I appreciate it. Or suppose you just received a gift from your colleague and you say, what a thoughtful gift, I really appreciate this. Or if someone has made an effort for you, if they have gone above and beyond, that means to make an extra effort, you can say, you shouldn't have. And this does not literally mean you shouldn't have done something. It is obviously done with the smile. It means you shouldn't have gone to so much effort. Thank you so much. An example you can see on your screen. Suppose one of your friends gave you a surprise party and you just say, I can't believe you did this. You shouldn't have. But thank you so much. This was very kind of you. Come to the next. You are the best. Or I owe you one. Suppose your friend at work stayed late to help you finish a project and you say, you are the best, I wouldn't have finished this on time without you, or I really owe you one, thanks for staying late. Next time you will need help, I've got it. So these were the ways to say thank you. Now move on to yes. In English, we have lots of alternatives for this word. Yep and yeah are very common alternatives to yes, but are only used informally among people you know well. These are the non-standard spelling of yes, and we use it all the time, especially in casual conversations. It's not a word that you often find in textbooks, and I feel that yeah would be more common than yes. Yes has lots of emphasis, it's more formal. But yeah is more casual, it's easier to say. Yes can be an answer in response to a request, be it an informal one. Could you pass the butter please? Instead of saying yes, you can say of course, or sure I can, or yeah, or no problem. Or a more formal one like please make sure the paperwork is finished for 5 o'clock. So you can switch to I will, or definitely, or absolutely, or by all means, I'll make sure about it. Also, yes can be an answer in response to an offer, like I have got spare tickets to the big game this weekend. If you would like one, or I could help you with your homework tonight if you like. Obviously, instead of saying yes, you can say okay, or I would love that, or you bet, alrighty, for sure is a more informal youth slang meaning for sure or certainly. And finally, yes can be a word that you use to express your agreement with a positive statement, like that was a great evening, or wasn't that a fantastic lunch? So you can say yes it was, or sure was, wasn't it just? The above alternatives are all very positive. So these were some of the most common alternatives that you can use to express yourself more clearly and liven up your English language conversations. Now move on to no. There are several ways to say no in English. The first one is nope. This is simply another informal way to say no. For example, are you from Canada? And you say nope, I'm not from Canada. Next, if someone asks, do you like to read? You can say nah. Nah is another informal way to say no, and we typically use it for replying to questions about our preferences, opinions, or plans, not to question about facts like are you from Canada or is the bank still open. Just remember, we typically use nah for replying to questions about our preferences, opinions, or plans. See, nah word sounds a little bit like you don't care. So I would avoid it in situations where someone is inviting you to something or asking if you like their work. Next we have If someone asks, have you seen this movie? And you just reply, These both sounds mean no. Sometimes people use these when they are distracted and not completely paying attention to the person asking the question. Next we have not yet. If your mother asks, did you take out the trash? And you say not yet. See, replying not yet expresses that something is not true in the past or present, but probably will be true in the future. So you would say not yet if you haven't taken out the trash, but you will do it later. Next we have a not right now. If your father asks, are you taking any classes? And you say not right now. This answer expresses that something is not true in the present, but maybe was true in the past or will be true in the future. This is similar to not yet. So if you took classes in the past but stopped, you could say not right now. But if you are not taking classes currently but plan to do so in the future, you could also say not right now. Next we have I don't think so or probably not. If someone asks, is the bank open on Sunday? And you say, I don't think so, probably not. These are ways to say no when you are not 100% certain. It's more common and natural to say, I don't think so, instead of I think not. Next we have no thanks, no thank you. If your friends ask you, do you want something to drink? And you say no thanks, no thank you. These are both polite way to say no when someone offers you something. Move to the next. Are you going to buy those $200 shoes? And you say no way, absolutely not. These express a strong no. The phrase no way is more informal. And instead of saying no, you can use I'm afraid I can't, I wish I could, but maybe another time. For example, want to come to our barbecue this weekend? I'm afraid I cannot. Or I wish I could, but maybe another time. These are all polite ways to say no to an invitation. And another way to say no, when someone asks you to join an activity that you don't enjoy, you can say, I think I'll pass. It's not really my thing, or I would rather not. For example, want to go surfing with us? You can say, it's not really my thing. Or you can say, I think I will pass, or I would rather not. Means this is the activity, the surfing, the activity you don't really enjoy, and you are saying no, that you cannot join them. And finally, you can use unfortunately or I'm afraid not. For example, can you deliver the product tomorrow? And someone says, unfortunately that's not possible, or I'm afraid not. So these are the professional ways to express that you won't be able to do what someone is requesting. Lastly, come on to overused word. Okay, I have got 5 alternatives here for you. The first one is okie dokie. Okie dokie is very common. It is definitely something that is informal. Use it amongst friends. Potentially don't write it informal academic writing. So okie dokie is another form of okay. For example, everything is okie dokie now. Means everything is okay now. Next we have righto. This is definitely one that is used by the older generation. Older kind of more old-fashioned words do come back in fashion. Righto means to show that you agree with the suggestion that someone has made. If I were to say to someone, oh, by the way, my mom is coming over for lunch. Righto, good, okay. Or another example you can see on your screen, righto, I'll see you at 6. Means I will meet you at 6 o'clock. We also have very well, which almost implies a little bit of displeasure. Very well is used to say that you agree to do something even though you might not be completely satisfied with it. For example, you have really done very well indeed. It means you might not be completely satisfied with it, but you agree that you have done very well. Another very plain and simple alternative is alright. You say alright during a discussion to show that you understand something that someone has just said and to introduce a statement that relates to it. For example, I am a bit busy now. Alright, why don't I come back later? It means I am busy right now and I'll join you later. Alright, okay. Means instead of saying okay, you can say alright, I'll join you later. And the last one that is very commonly used when we do not want to express positive or negative emotions about something. Fair enough. You say fair enough to acknowledge what someone has just said and to indicate that you understand it. You are not showing any kind of emotions, positive or negative. For example, I hope she becomes happy. And if she is happy now, then fair enough. Means you are not showing any kind of emotion. You are saying, okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. She is happy now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you really like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Thank you.